Hi everyone! So this is a book review. I feel it's been a good long while since I've done a book review. But we're finally doing a book review. And it's on Secret Brother by the ghostwriter of V.C. Andrews. Yes. She has been long dead. She only got the Dollenganger series. The first 5 books, or maybe 6, like My Sweet Audrina. But she herself published the 5 Dollenganger books. That was all her. Everything else, apparently she planned for all these other series. At least, for me, up until the Gemini series. And not the one, and I'm not including the book that's between Willow and the Gemini series. That should be here somewhere. The Broken Wing series. It's only a 2-part book, and I had already read. I already read the first Gemini book, which is called Celeste. I had already read that book, and it was like, wow, this totally matches up with all the other books. I thought it was right after the De Beers series, so that's what her last name is, her Willow's last name. But it's actually a book series after that second one, after the De Beers series. So, anyway, though pretty much those ones, in my mind, she had already had written out ideas and planned for those books, but then she died. Her brother, it actually says in here, where is it? For Gene Andrews, who so wanted to keep his sister's work alive. But this did not feel connected with the Dollenganger family series. The two-part Christopher's Diaries books totally felt like part of the series. This, not so much until the last 7 chapters here is where we finally got to hear Corey kind of revealing stuff about his family and the fact that his older sister is Kathy, and he partially revealed his last name that starts with Doll. You know, their full name is Dollenganger. Anyway, on a basic level, it was an okay story, but not to the level of greatness that the other Dollenganger books or the V.C. Andrew books that I've read. It didn't come up to par with those books. Part of it felt rushed, and another part was this doesn't even really feel like during that time period where I think is 60s, something like that. I think so, yeah. Roughly that time frame. It didn't, but I know it was supposedly set in that time frame, but it didn't feel like it was set in that time frame. When you read the 3 books that are in Kathy's point of view, which is Flowers in the Attic, Petals on the Wind, and Seeds of Yesterday, that's all in her point of view. And then If There Be Thorns is actually in her 2 sons' point of view, which is Jory and Bart. It's in their point of view. And then Garden of Shadows is in the point of view of the grandmother, Olivia. That, you totally felt in that time frame, I think 50s, 60s roughly, because in here it mentions something about shorter skirts and boots, so I'm thinking the go-go boots and those shorter mini skirts that come to the middle of your thigh. So it didn't feel like it was part of that time frame, but it mentioned stuff like the clothing I just said, Dick Tracy, and a baseball player of the time, and a car from the Plymouth car line thing. Yeah, it's it didn't pull me in like the Christopher Diary book, 2-part books, and the original 5 Dollenganger series books. It's a little disappointing. But I am glad I finished it. I'm glad I read it. I love this series. I love V.C. Andrews. And like I probably will read, like, if they make any more for this series. Like I will read more of the books, but according to this V.C. Andrews website, there apparently is...
No, I can't believe I just stopped the video. I should just let it keep going. Whatever.
I'm glad I read it, because, yeah. But I definitely will not be having my aunt purchase it for me like I will have her do with the Christopher Diary books. Like, if this was better, I probably would have her purchase it for me, or have, like, the way it ends, it's kind of like, it should have a second part or something. But apparently, according to, the ghostwriter of V.C. Andrews, which I read on the V.C. Andrews website, which I will link down below, there is not going to be a part 2 of Secret Brother. And as far as I can tell, as far as he says, there's not going to be any more. Okay, this is one thing I don't agree with on the website, that the person who made the website does not agree that the 2-part Christopher Diary books should be part of the Dollenganger series, like they have here. Like, the Diary series used to be on their own, apparently, like when I read the 2-part book series, but here they're a part of it, and Secret Brother, because yes, they are part of the series, like, as I said in my other 2 videos. Like, sorry, this has major spoilers in this video, but Kristen Masterwood is a descendant of the Foxworth Dollenganger family line. Like, it is on the Foxworth side, but the Dollengangers, like Kathy, Christopher, Corey, are the grandchildren of Malcolm Foxworth. But Kristen is on the Foxworth side. Like, Malcolm had a sister, so she's part of that descendant line. And they read Christopher's diary, and I kind of like the fact that it was secret, and like, it's not like you even really noticed, and like, you don't really notice anything much of Christopher unless Kathy said it. So he could have been easily writing a diary at the time. But I liked that one, and it felt totally integrated with the first 5 books. This, it's hard to tell, and it's not as great as the other stuff. And the ghostwriter was really great at writing Christopher's point of view in the diary of the time of when they were in the attic. That's the only time. So, with Christopher's point of view, it felt like you were back up there. I felt back there. It's not completely in depth and integrated, and doesn't really pull you in as much as the original, but it does a lot, as I think I said when I did my book review on the 2 parts. This again, like, he doesn't even, I think it would have been great, kind of, if at the end of the book he says, my name is Corey, or like he says, like, basically, like, he remembers his name and he says his name is Corey. That would have been, I think that would have been great, but apparently he doesn't, and it's sad and really annoying. I do, like, if you read this, I don't actually recommend reading this. I was going to, but I've rejected it, that statement. I reject that statement of recommending you read Secret Brother. I don't recommend reading it, because it doesn't really tie in with the whole thing. Like, yes, it is incredible to find out that, no, Corey did not die. They had, I want to say Amos take Corey, and, like, said, like, the grandmother said, deal with it. And, like, yeah. and Corinne really just had nothing to do with it because she was really kind of sad about Corey possibly dying. And Grandma says, "Here, deal with it." And he just takes it to a hospital because I guess he had some kind of heart at that time before If There Be Thorns, when I think he's kind of a dick because Corinne comes back in that book and so does he. So, you know, he deposits Corey at a hospital. I think that's actually pretty cool. Like, that's the only so super cool part about the fact that, like, because we don't know what the hell happens to him. And in my mind, when Olivia shows Corinne, like, this corpse of a child, and it's like, here, I'm going to torture you with, like, here's your child. But apparently that's not actually her child. It's just a random child, not her actual child. I think that's a pretty messed up thing to do. Like, a fascinating thing because, again, Corey, in here, he does have, like, he's traumatized, but he actually ends up having a happier life than what Christopher, Kathy, and Carrie go through in the 4 books that they go through. This book, if you want to read it, I can't stop you. For me, with my OCD and organizing and lists and order and stuff like that, I kind of had to read this. The time before I had even read this, I was thrilled to read this because it's part of the Doppelganger series. Like, this is going to be totally cool. I didn't like the fact that it was in this girl's point of view and not in Corey's point of view. I think it would have been better if it was in Corey's point of view, because then it would, you know, flow in line with, like, the rest of the books, because all the books are done in, like, the family's point of view. Again, Kathy's point of view is most of the time. We have Jory and Bart and Olivia, Kristen Masterwood. Yes, it's not part of the Doppelganger line and stuff like that, but it is still within the family bloodline. They're not even related. That's my review of this. I am back to this book, and I am seriously, this is all I have left. I will be hopefully doing a book review soon, maybe by the end of the month. And I'm sorry I have not gotten, it's taken me so long to get videos up. I am so sorry. I have all these videos that I can put up, and then I have videos that I have to compile together, and yeah, sorry, this book has been warped. Whatever. It's my own book. So, this is my next thing going on. Virgin River by Robyn Carr. And I do like this book, but I don't think I will. I know I won't be purchasing the series. I will read it though, because this is a good book. I do want to read it, but I'm not a huge fan of. I'm not gonna say because I'm gonna. I'm gonna wait till this book review and tell you what I don't like about this book. Okay? So, like this video if you like seeing me, and if you like what I say, and you liked my review. And subscribe to see more of me, more book reviews, more hauls, more unboxing, unbagging. So I will see you in another video. Bye-bye.